What's going on, Jerome's a beautiful day. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. He sees you when you're pooping. That's right. So we are 20 days until the National Football League draft. All right. So the Vikings have had two picks at number 20 overall in their history, and it hasn't been except for, well, I want to say that 2004 is recent, except I know that it's not. But in 2004, at number 20 overall, the Vikings took Kenechi Udeze, defensive end from USC. Now, unfortunately, the doctors found out he had leukemia, which ended up ending his NFL career. He's gone on to a very solid coaching career after that. But, I mean, Kenechi was solid, man. He was going to be good to go, right? But, thank God he beat the leukemia and found his life's work and good to go. Also, in 1997, number 20 overall, Dwayne Rudd, linebacker from Alabama. Now, yeah, he had his moments with the Vikings, but he's best known for taking his helmet off with the Browns and losing the game on penalty. It's kind of funny, man. But either way, 20 days ago, what's that 19? I don't know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Something we'll also find out. It is Friday. It is glorious. And April draft month fundraiser. You guys are freaking crushing it, man. All Venmos, Cash Apps, Super Chats from live streams are going to be donated to Twin Cities and Seoul, South Korea adoption charities and support organizations. Now, I already told my story. Adopted, want to support more adoption because there's lots of couples that are looking to grow a family. There's lots of obviously very needy kids that deserve a loving family and a nice home and all that stuff. And yeah, just looking to pay it forward in April. And like I said, Jerome's have been crushing it. Our initial goal was 2,500. We're already at like 970 or something like that. So it's Friday. Pump this thing up. Also, we're going to do our normal live stream during the draft. So basically, we just live stream until the Vikings pick, then have a reaction, all that stuff. And I'm sure that they'll do numbers too. And love that the Jerome's pay it forward this time of year. And yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Also, thank you for the Vikings racking up and stacking up offensive line. So it's interesting. The Vikings have actually had a couple of 30 visits with offensive tackles. Now, yes, it could be with an eye to kicking them inside, but also could be looking for some offensive tackle depth. Worried about Darisaw? Worried about Brian O'Neill? Don't know. But Vikes fan page, the Vikings will host Arizona offensive lineman Jonah Savaiinaea for a top 30 visit next week per Ryan Fowler. And Savaiinaea is interesting. So he's 6'4", he's 324, ran a 4.95 40, which is just ridiculous. Also great 10-yard split, which Kwesi puts a lot of weight into. 82.3 PFF pass plus grade last year for Arizona. That's too far. For the Wildcats, he's played right guard, right tackle, and left tackle. Protecting Noah Fertitta, which is fantastic. Like I know that Noah's not going to make it in the league, but it's fun watching him in college. Especially him and Tet, just like, whatever. 4.95 40, built like a guard, can certainly kick inside, plus nasty streak. Like he's like Wayne Hunter in terms of the temperament department. Like Savaiinaea could definitely get after some, right? Also, fun story. So, local dude, Jalen Travis. Darren Dugan-Wolfson talked about his vacation. Also, add former De La Salle, Princeton, and Iowa State offensive lineman Jalen Travis to the list of draft prospects visiting the Vikings early next week. Now, comes from a big-time athletic family, as both of his brothers played college basketball. And going to Princeton and then transferring to Iowa State, giving yourself a better shot at the league after getting his degree. I mean, that's awesome, man. I love stuff like this. Plus, Jalen Travis is a physical freak. He is like he's 6'8", 339, and also he's put a 35-inch leap. Like, dude, if he played at like 280, like he would be a damn legit power forward, man. Plus, think of what his vert would be. It'd probably be 41, 42, somewhere in there. But yeah, Jalen Travis is a plus athlete, projected as a late round pick, but also, the Vikings, they like to do diligence either in the 6th, 7th round, as well as potential UDFAs, where having that player in for a visit certainly could help them in undrafted free agent negotiations. Like, hey, you've been here. You know this place, and we know you, and all this stuff. And I do think that Savaiinaea and or Travis could definitely find themselves a spot along the offensive line where Savaiinaea, you're going to draft him day 2. if you maneuver a bit, certainly could get in that left guard competition. And then with Travis, I mean, it would be more practice squad developmental type guy because he does have the physical traits, but still only 1 year of high level college ball. Played pretty damn good for the Cyclones last year. But yeah, having the local angle as well, certainly would not mind it. Some I wouldn't mind either. So Hard Knocks. Now, I know that some teams, some coaches find it invasive and takes away from what they're doing. I don't see it that way, right? I think that's old thinking. And Hard Knocks expanding to the offseason, although I don't think they have a team for Hard Knocks offseason because the Giants looked so stupid last year. But also they profiled in season the AFC North, which was awesome to see. But long story longer, the Vikings could potentially be forced to do Hard Knocks this year. Ari Merov. Hard Knocks has loosened its rules on which teams can be forced into the training camp edition. I love that a TV network can force a team to do it just because they're in bed with the league. The new rules for who can't be forced to participate: teams of the first-year head coach, nope. Teams featured in season in-season edition covering a full division, nope. That was the AFC North. Team on Hard Knocks training camp in the last 8 seasons, 2017, 2024, nope. The previous playoff exemption for a playoff team last 2 years is gone, meaning more teams are now eligible. So now the Vikings, I think the Vikings will be interesting because J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, the changing of the guard, the basically shoving all your chips in, getting ready for it. I would love that. I would love that. Plus, I mean, so J.J. McCarthy would obviously be the star, but with Hard Knocks, if you watch it, it's not really the stars that make waves. Now it could be J.J. McCarthy because he's a first-year guy or first-year starter, but it's usually the bottom of the roster guys, like the underdogs. So I don't know, like Xavier Scott, the running back from the practice squad last year, could be a storyline, or Jashawn Jones or Marcellus Johnson. Does he look like, or LDR, Levi Drake Rodriguez would be great on Hard Knocks, man. Or Mekhi Blackman come back from ACL, Jeff Okudah trying to come back from being a bust as well as that Achilles, Nudie McLaughlin year 2. I mean, there's lots of fun stars and storylines if the Vikings are indeed forced to do Hard Knocks, and I'm rooting for it, man. I think they'd be great on it. Also great is the Vikings offseason program. Emily Leiker, Star Tribune. The NFL just announced offseason program dates for all 32 teams. Here's the Vikings. So first day of the offseason program. Now, there's various phases of the offseason where they can be on the practice field, no coaches, some coaches, it's whatever. April 21st. So pretty damn soon, the official offseason program will begin. Now, you've seen Instagrams and social medias, lots of players are at TCO working out still, which is a great sign. OTA offseason workouts, May 27th, 28th, and 30th, June 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, and then June 16th through 18th, after mandatory minicamp, June 10th through 12th. All right, so the Vikings having 3 OTA sessions and then 1 mandatory minicamp. Rookie camp TBD. Either it's going to be the weekend after the draft or 2 weekends after the draft in April. But either way, or excuse me, in May. But either way, the Vikings are get back after that work, man. So something that you'll love to see because, don't get me wrong, free agency and the draft is fun, but knowing who you got and get those pads crack-a-lacking. Well, obviously not in OTAs, but eventually in training camp, it's just football's back, babe. And the fact that the Vikings roster is this exciting, especially down in the trenches, J.J. McCarthy, come on, man. Also, here's what's great, too. So generally, that last OTA workout is going to be sort of whatever, like non-mandatory, well, obviously, but also I think they'll waive like workout bonuses for veterans. But J.J. McCarthy will be there. Rookie camp, J.J. McCarthy will be there because he's going to get every single rep possible, which is great. Also, speaking of quarterbacks, so trade, Schefter. Trade, New England is sending quarterback Joe Milton to the Dallas Cowboys, sources tell ESPN. With Cooper Rush going to Baltimore, Dallas now has a new backup for Dak Prescott. And it was a 5th-round pick for a 7th. So basically a 5th and 7th swap for Joe Milton. And, I mean, some Patriots beat writers were pontificating, well, a 3rd-round pick for Joe Milton. Nah, it wasn't going to happen. But Milton, like, he's got an absolute bat bleep insane arm. Accuracy, is it there? Working in an NFL scheme, is it there? Coming out of Tennessee, there really isn't a lot of crossover. But basically, he parlayed one game and a couple of viral highlights into this. And, hell, trade Dak to Cleveland, and let's start the Milton III era with the Cowboys. Let's do that. do that up. Next, speaking of quarterbacks, Keenum, Schefter again. A veteran quarterback, Case Keenum, is signing a one-year deal worth up to $3 million with the crooked Chicago Bears per source. Keenum will now help mentor Caleb Williams in Chicago like he did for C.J. Stroud in Houston. Now, the Bears do have Tyson Bagent as a backup as well, the pride of Shepherd University. Now, if they part ways with Bagent, I mean, come on. But it's interesting. So the Vikings basically don't have a quarterback two right now. They have J.J. McCarthy. They got Brett ripping ass. And this really does lead credence to the conspiracy theory that, hey, the Vikings have a wink nudge deal in place with Jumpin' Joe Flacco for after when the comp pick window ends, which, I don't know, little birdie says that that's probably going to happen. So I guess we'll see. Maybe it was Asante Samuel Jr. too, depending on the draft. Who knows? Lastly, so J.J. McCarthy, we talk about him on the field, leadership, arm, hose for an arm, all that stuff, but he just gets it. I feel like he's got a great perspective on life, the whole Stoic philosophy, the meditation stuff, but also just paying it forward in the community and making sure that he has an impact there because, he's super popular. Like, he's the quarterback of the NFL team, right? And he does have a lot of cachet. Now, he's been doing some great, paying it forward stuff with Josh Lil J, who's, famous for feeding homeless, doing great deeds and all that stuff. And, J.J. McCarthy, again, at a senior assisted living, handing out roses, making everyone's day a little bit brighter. Dude's wearing, the Vikings jersey. He's got to be hyped. J.J. McCarthy, I love the hair. Yeah. And just making Nana's day. Take a nice red one. J.J. McCarthy, Michigan man, probably just never said that in his life. Although he did grow up an Ohio State fan until Kyle McCord went there, which is fantastic. But I don't know, it's something that we should all strive to do, and just try and make the world around us a little better as opposed to just being so. I know this is, snarkiness and not caring and just thinking everything is stupid. I know that that's prevalent nowadays. It's been prevalent in previous generations as well, but just making someone else's day a little bit brighter, I think that's good. If you do that every single day, you definitely affect a lot of people, and then they pay it forward, then they pay it forward, then they pay it forward. It's good, but I'm happy that J.J. McCarthy is the quarterback of my team. There you go. But that's it. Vikings News Dump this beautiful, glorious Friday. You guys are the best to do. Skol, production value.